Hello, hello. So, before we begin, let me do the thing which everyone does after joining Zoom. Can you hear me? If you can, just maybe react with a random emoji. Awesome. Let's wait a couple of minutes before everyone joins. So, we still have a couple of minutes before we start. How's everyone's day going? Can you put an emoji in that? Okay, I see we don't have a lot of emojis to describe our emotions. Hmm, that's interesting. So I see what we can do is before we begin, I see someone who is willing to come up on stage and what are your expectations? Why did you join today? I wanted to know that. Uh, Also, feel free to type in the thread of the tweet. If you see at the bottom right section, you will see the button to access the thread. Any questions that you may have, any comments, any suggestions, feel free to put it down there. Let's wait a couple of more minutes before everyone joins. I see we have Narottam here. Hi, Narottam. Okay. Anyway, so how's my day going? Hmm, fine. Um, it's weekend, but I have semester exams, and here I am co-hosting a Twitter space because we all know what is more interesting. I'm just kidding. Don't take this as an example. Study for exams if you can. I see a lot of folks joining in. Welcome everyone. I'm so glad you are all here. This has been quite a demanding subject that we had to host a space on answering questions on GitHub Campus Expert. We'll be talking through what is this program if you don't know about it and anything you needed to know. We have a lot of GitHub Campus experts joining us. They'll be answering your questions live, sharing their experiences and anything that you may like. I see Karthikeya has joined. I see Kaivalya has joined. Awesome. We have. Hi Karthikeya, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi Ashwin, hi everyone. How are you all doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I hope everyone is doing great too. How's your day going?
Doing great, great. Some work around that. So yeah,
That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on such a short notice. Uh, The reason being, we got so many questions in every other community on Twitter, in Discord about campus experts. As soon as the application started, we decided it's a great idea to, you know what, let's bring quite some campus experts and just have them, share their experience and maybe answer the questions these people might have.
hello, I'm audible.
Yes, Kaivalya, you are audible.
That's great.
Now I see a lot of people are still joining in. So we're gonna start in a minute. If you have any friends who are waiting, maybe just let them know as soon as you can because we'll be starting it right now. Hi Sunit, how are you doing?
Hi
Hi
Ashwin.
Rahil,
Hey,
how's your day going?
it's good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for
So,
asking. What about you, Rahil? How's your day going?
I couldn't hear you. Look, maybe something issue.
Oh, okay. Kaivalya, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, okay, that's fine. I guess there's some issue from Sunit's place, but that's not a problem. Cool.
Yeah, we need to check constantly that we are audible and we are not kicked by Twitter Spaceberg.
That's fine. That's why we have two co-hosts and a host here, if worst comes to worst. Anyway, so let's begin.
Yeah,
So it's me and Kaivalya co-hosting this space tonight because one is not enough. This is going to be a huge space. Let's start with Campus Experts. What is GitHub Campus Experts? Uh, all of the folks who are there in the panel tonight, these are all GitHub Campus Experts right here. Uh, would anyone of you would like to tell from your perspective what is a GitHub Campus Expert to someone who has no idea about it?
Maybe I can go.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, hey folks, my name is Karthik Rawat, and I'm also a GitHub Campus Expert from India. So, in a short line, if I say GitHub Campus Expert is a program which is basically run by exactly by GitHub as by know, and this program is just to support local communities in order to work on. It can be tech events, support their community tech communities, local tech communities. Maybe it's your campus, maybe it's your region. If you're doing any hackathon, any event, or any support from that any maybe your tech community or local tech community wants. So in short, if I say it's just a program which supports student community out there in order to embrace more community culture around their region.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you so much for answering that. Basically, it's an educational program by GitHub. It is there to support you and your community. One. So first, the first question that I've been asked a lot is, what if I don't have a community? Hey Ashwin, I want to apply to Campus Expert, but I don't have a community in my place. And how do I do in that case? Is there anyone who has been in that place in the Campus Experts would like to answer that?
yeah. Actually, like I would like to go ahead with this because I think I think that when I started, like when I was applying for GitHub Campus Expert, that time I was planning to build my community. And while I was applying and going through the training of GitHub Campus Expert, I was side by side building my community. So even if you don't have a community or you don't plan to build your community by your own, say suppose, and but you are involved in a community at a position, say suppose community manager or anything, you are organizing events, helping the maybe the leads to organize the event, etc., and you hold a position in community. The GitHub Campus Expert portal says that even if it's not your own community, but you are involved in a community, you can apply. So if that's you, if you fit in any of the case, then yeah, you should definitely apply. And it's not like you should have your own separate community every time to get started with GitHub Campus Expert. Even if you want to build, you can definitely apply and keep on building side by side. Yeah, if anyone wants to go and tell their story of maybe the experience, yeah.
I see Kartike had their hands raised.
Yeah, sure. I'm just sharing my journey. So when before joining as a campus expert, I created my own community. But it's not like I'm sharing that also because uh, at the end, if you are becoming a campus expert, it's at the end you are helping maybe the folks you are working with in your community. It can be anything that you can support your community. That's the basic concept of get a campus expert. And if you are saying like many people thought that I have no, like I'm not a founder of any community, but again you are a member of that community, you are a contributor of that community. It can be a code based contribution, or even when we say non code, or we can say advocacy kind of contribution, that's also matters. At the end, GitHub campus experts, or you can say when they're selecting GitHub campus expert, they are just focusing on how they are being active in their local community, and there is there a mindset to basically help out the folks who are actually, maybe it can be, suppose if I'm taking example of my state, that is Chhattisgarh, there is very lack of like community culture in my state. But I and there is another GitHub campus expert from Chhattisgarh, that is Ashish Chawda. We both have a same concept to bring community culture by doing, maybe it can be through open source or through in general building out communities. So again, if you also doesn't have a founder, like Ashish has a no tag of founder of any community, but again he's a GitHub campus expert because he's actually helping out the folks in his campus, or maybe in our region. So at the end, you must have to be active in community. That's the first and foremost thing. And how you can help, or actually basically explaining your whole application process kind of thing, how you can help your local community through this program so that they can get benefit also, and whole culture of community begin in your region. So yeah, that's my take on that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like to add one more point, when we like while communicating, we often talk like say community, right? So many people here might think that it's like a large organization, 20, 30, or hundreds of people there, and that's what you call community. No, so that's why I really request you all to just visit the GitHub Campus Expert page once, and maybe go to frequently asked questions or something. There it's written that even if you are teaching four of your classmates, or like four to five the juniors, maybe anyone, if you are teaching them, you can call it as a community. So you are at the end you are helping them, so that can be called as a community as well, and you can grow it and eventually take advantage of GitHub Campus Expert. So you can call it as a community. It shouldn't be like you are registered on five different things. And yeah, yeah, Shreya, hey, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, hey everyone. So great points were spoken by everyone, and adding to one more point. So there's a common misconception that the GitHub Campus Expert program is a ambassador program, that you have to advocate for GitHub products, or maybe you have to talk about GitHub, and all those things that are specified under GitHub that are a part of the GitHub product. But it's not the case. I mean, GitHub Campus Expert program is merely providing you the resources to build your own community, or not just to build your own community, but to contribute to the community that you might be a part of, and basically just empower other people to get more into tech or into communities. So it's not an ambassador program, just to clarify.
Yeah,
That
that was like really essential
totally agree
to
on that.
clarify.
Yes. I also see Rishit
I,
has joined us and has their hands
yeah,
raised. Hi, Rishit. Would you like to say something?
Sure.
hey Rishit.
Hi, Kavya. Hi, Ashwin. Hi to everyone. Uh, yeah, so I completely agree. GitHub Campus Experts is not an ambassador kind of program. Those are really cool as well, but kind of different aims. But what I also wanted to add is so Kevalia and Karthik mentioned the right point of you do not need to be like probably have the biggest community in the world to be a GitHub campus expert and enrich your community. But what I also wanted to mention is GitHub campus expert will allow you to take your community to, let's say, follow community best practices. So actually when they also give you a training, which is pretty cool by the way. And one of the modules in the training was how to foster diversity and inclusion, which is very much needed in communities, or how to, let's say, write out a talk abstract you have, or let's say you want to do a workshop, how to make some content for that. So all of those community based practices, those are very much needed, and they are not related to the size of the community you have. So all of this, I think, is really well thought out in the GitHub Campus Experts program, and you'll also have the chance to learn all of these and apply them to your community. So that's something really good.
Truly said. Okay, I see Sunit has their hands raised. Sunit, would you like to go next?
Yeah. So hi to everyone who is joining. I strongly agree with the fact that it is not a ambassador program like other programs. And in GitHub Campus Expert, even if you don't know Git, if you read the GitHub Campus Expert page, it is written there that if you are not technical, if you don't know Git and GitHub, you can still be a GitHub Campus Expert. uh, in fact, I know people who are not technical, who are in creative and creative writing and all. They are also GitHub Campus Expert, and they also didn't had that much of community before becoming a Campus Expert. Actually, they are not expecting you to have a big community with yourself to become a GitHub Campus Expert. Uh, they will teach you how to make a community, how to organize events, how to do workshops. But what they want to see is in our program is if you are already doing help to the community, if you do have good intents, if you are sharing valuable stuff in the community, and that's all you need to apply for the GitHub Campus Expo.
Yep. So I see we have 100 people joined us. Thank you so much. Just to recap, if you have any questions, just drop them in the thread of the tweet. On the bottom right, you'll see a button. I totally agree with Sunit. You don't need to have a technical background to become a campus expert. You need to have a passion for the community that you're really involved. You want the community to be better. Remember that this program is for the community. Although you may be called the expert, but it is directed that towards the people and not a person. I also agree with the Rishit a lot. This is not an ambassador program, and what makes it stand out is the training. Uh, if you are, let's say, someone who wants to be a leader and you don't know how to, this program is for you. It's okay if you don't know how to become a leader, but you are really passionate about it. You want your community to be a better, or you want to build a community to be a better community. The training program will teach you in a more formal way, in a more streamlined way of how to kind of arrange your thoughts and your actions of how you can be a better leader as a student leader. How can you build a diverse and inclusive environment at the same time, fostering bit of technicalities and having fun at the same time. And while GitHub provides you with all the incentives that they can.
Yep. So yeah, the to all the listeners who are listening, just to tell that the forms are open. So the points you listen to today, so you can directly apply them and reflect them on your application. So we will be talking about the application and the tips and everything here shortly. Anyway, so if you have any question, as suggested by Ashwin earlier, you can drop them in the thread. The icon you can see on the right hand bottom, maybe. Yep.
Yeah. So, uh, let me just ask all the campus experts, well, not together, but one by one, of course. How has your journey been in the campus experts so far? Just so the audience can get an idea of what it will be like them, like a bird's eye view, sort of what they're looking for in the program. So just you can just raise your hands and we can go in that order. You can just share what it has been. I'll start with myself in the meantime. I've just about to onboard as a campus expert, so I have yet to start my official journey as a campus expert. But in the meantime that I have been through my training, I have learned so much just within the training part itself. Nothing that I did not already knew, but it was so on point that you will relate everything that is there in my community. And it's like I knew all the solutions myself. It just I needed to organize my thoughts. Apart from that, I did organize a hackathon while I was in my training period. I had support from GitHub. So being a campus expert, you get the swags and all the support from GitHub you want. So we bought some stickers, we bought t-shirts for all the participants in my hackathon. We had a great time. We were joined by a GitHub campus expert, Siddharth. So you can if you're doing events, you can call a campus expert, or as a campus expert, you get to go to different events to support another event. So that's how it was my journey so far. Let's go with Sunit. Sunit has their hands raised.
So, um, yeah, my GitHub Campus Expert, after becoming a GitHub Campus Expert, my experience was really nice and awesome. Uh, Firstly, the applications are really nice because they only take some essays and what you think about your community and all. They don't see your social media profile, how big following you have, and all. And after the applications, if you get selected, there will be a long onboarding process where you there are 6 modules that you have to complete, which are really detailed and brief. So that was quite nice, and it will took you some time to complete those, but if you complete those will be really helpful and those are really insightful. While you'll be doing this, while I was doing those modules, the Juan, who is our program manager, he is really friendly and helpful. So he helped us a lot. And after we completed the modules, we get into the GitHub Campus Expert, GitHub Education Discord server, and that's really awesome server. It's like a family there. We play games there, and we share all of the opportunities there in that server. And mainly it campus, but the most thing that I the the most thing that I value is the network of the campus experts. As this is a program which is not an ambassador program; it's an open-ended program. Everyone can join. Most of the most of the people who are really contributing to the community and are really respected in the community are in this program. So being in a network of those people is really something that I value. And other than that, we get so much support from GitHub, from swags to sponsorship and all. And there is a GitHub repo where we have to just add a PR, create a issue for the programs that we want to host. And Juan, who is the program manager of us, he takes care of it from there. And we are currently organizing an event in the next week. So even for that, we are getting a lot of help from GitHub. And other than that, and the you also get so many opportunities from the GitHub Campus Expert network. So that's also really awesome. We also organized GitHub Field Day this year. So that was also quite a awesome experience of mine.
Oh yeah, the network, the family of GitHub Campus Expert is the best vibe. I met Sunit for the first time in GitHub Field Day Bangalore, and it feels like we know each other for years. I'm still waiting for that blog. We had a great time together. Yeah,
Great clips going to come out.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it will. I will. I'm just going to publish it as soon as I can.
yeah, sure, go ahead.
Sorry, who was speaking again? Rishit, you have your hands raised, so maybe.
Oh, sure, I could go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, okay. Oh, sorry, it's muted. Uh, Happens in Twitter Spaces too, I guess. Okay. So, uh, so I've also been a campus expert for a little while. Actually, yeah, Ashwin and I are in the same batch of campus experts, and I just got my onboarding done some days ago. So there was a GitHub field day in India, and probably like one of the highlights of my campus experts journey is probably the campus experts onboarding. So once you get your so once you do the training, you pass out the whole campus experts application. Once you do the training, all of that, you have a formal onboarding, and usually it is online. But I was at a field day, so I was, I guess, the second campus expert who had an in-person onboarding. And though in person or virtual, I think probably meeting up with some of the awesome folks at Manage the GitHub Campus Experts program, especially Juan and Arkodyuti, among others, of course, was a lot of fun. I learned a lot from them. And so I also got the chance to take back a ton of insights and so also I got to attend a GitHub field day as a campus expert, and all of this happened in quite a little time. I also got a couple of talks accepted at Open Source Summit and KubeCon. So that's also some of the things I've been up to as a campus expert, and I think I've really loved the support and how you can probably just reach out to anyone, ask the questions you have in mind, and the GitHub Campus Experts community will most probably support you, help you in all of those. So I think that has been some of my highlights in the GitHub Campus Experts program.
Yeah. Actually, like when you said that your onboarding were like became in person, so that it was like really interesting to hear, and it was first time for me to see that onboarding happened in person. So yeah, congrats to you. I saw you join the server a couple of days ago. So yeah, so maybe I will go with my experience next because yeah, all the great points are already mentioned. So, but the everyone who is listening here, I think most probably there are like people who are saying that I belong to a like very tier three city and tier three college where they don't even know about GitHub. The college has never heard about GitHub. So how do I start the my community or any event at college? So I think that this might be a question, and this might be a base where many people evaluated themselves that anyways my college is not going to support, so why do I apply to this and then get selected and then be as it is anyway. So I would like to add here that I share the same story as you all, but after getting into GitHub Campus Experts program, the first thing I did was I showed it as a like a credible point that I am credible of conducting an event or session. So I conducted my first in-person hackathon at my college, where there has had been no hackathons, virtual or in-person, anytime. So I conducted first hackathon in my college history. So and brought around 100 plus students from all over the branches like mechanical, civil, etc. to the hackathon. So that was like a big win for me because I started the first thing in college, a hackathon, and brought a kind of mentality that it can be conducted in such a college. And I demonstrated myself as a credible person who is capable of conducting that. So whenever if you reach out to your faculties, and most probably they are searching for a credible point that why you should be the one who is conducting it and why can't other people be like taking charge. There is nothing bad in asking that, but like you sometimes don't feel yourself, you don't give yourself that much credibility that yeah, I can do that. But I pitched the hackathon idea to my college because like telling that I'm a GitHub Campus expert, I went through training, this and that, and then obviously if they search about GitHub on Google, they will find out it is like a like branch of Microsoft, and if Microsoft comes into picture, then obviously they will think, yeah, this person has some credible source of knowledge that he has gained through the training. So that's how I pitched and I started. So if you are thinking that your college does not have any like scope of getting, so you can actually start with this perspective that you do not have to like start an entire community, call people into halls, and then start teaching. Yeah, that is an option. But I started as a hackathon, so I conducted hackathons. Then I reached out to local the uh, the tech experts in Nasik. There were not many, but there were Google developer groups, etc. So I reached out to them, asked them if they can conduct events in college, and as they were like people from tech, and I reaching out to them as a GitHub campus expert, they were pretty convinced, and I was able to pull out 2 to 3 sessions at my college as speaker sessions. So that was a big win for me as being from the college which does not conduct any events on their own. Being campus expert and pulling this off was like great win for me. So yeah, you can actually do that from going through this perspective. So that was my achievement, you can say, from getting into GitHub campus expert. So yeah, that's my.
Yep, that is so true. I can relate so much on that. Those when I started, I guess it was 1 year ago. Yeah, at this time I gave my first campus experts application. I guess this was my last application. Before this, I got rejected in every possible student program, and I got rejected in this one too. But I got a feedback after getting rejected, and the feedback said, "Hey Ashwin, uh, we could not understand your community well. What if you tried understanding about it?" And that kind of made me think that, do I really don't know about my community? And back then I had no community in my college. I mean, we had technical clubs, but not a community. And that's when I kind of spend time understanding what's wrong, what's missing in my college, in my local community, and how can we solve it. And that's when I came up with starting my own community called Hyderabad. And once I started it, I opened it up. We did some events. It was like over a span of 6 months. That is when I realized that I knew so much less about my local community. And I was so glad that I got rejected in my first go. Just imagine if I was, let's say, accepted as a campus expert, I may not be a better leader as what I am right now, because now I understand what are the shared struggles in my community and what are the pain points and the strong points in my community. So that is how I use my rejection to, become better campus expert. And yeah, it's fine if you get rejected like me, just apply again. Some of you may have applied, in the last cohort and now you're trying again. Now I see Rashid has their hands raised. Hi Rashid, you wanna say something? Can you hear us? I don't think I can hear you.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's the
can.
same for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
can anybody hear me? Good day, everyone.
oh, hi, hi. Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
hi. Yeah, we can hear you.
Can anybody hear me?
Sorry,
Oh,
I think we lost you again. Okay, what I would suggest,
that's
Rashid,
very
maybe.
slow. Okay.
Okay, yeah, maybe just try
I
to
want to
restart.
just say more about applying very well. People complain getting rejection after the application. Woo. People complain about getting rejection after the first application. Get, but then what we need to pay attention to is when we are submitting the So I was saying we should pay attention to our application, the way we respond to the question we have been asked. We got a response from people that are reviewing application that okay, most of the applicants they did not give correct or direct answer to the question being asked. Okay, imagine you are asked that what is the social struggle of your community, and you are unable to provide a better answer for that. That may hinder the kind of review that the person will give to you, and it may affect your success in the application. Okay, so what I'm driving at is, okay, while you're applying, try to pay attention to the question being asked and try your best to give your perfect answer and your best answer. So that will give you more edge across over others that are applying, because this particular application is competitive and thousands of people are applying every cohort. Okay, for you to stand out very well and to be out of the crowd, you have to put all your best, answer all the question with all your best, try to understand the question being asked, then give a perfect answer to the question. Okay, so if you are able to to convince the person that will be reviewing your application with your perfect answers, rather with your perfect answers, and you tell your story, you show your passion, definitely you'll get accepted. Because I'm saying this, I have some people on the call that have applied like 5 times and they were getting rejected every time. So my advice is just pay attention to the question, understand the question very well, put your best of your answers there. Then before you submit, try to talk to any.
Yep, I totally agree on that, Rashid. Actually, I want to go dive deep in the application part, but before that, I also have Rahil's has their hands raised. Hi, Rahil, Rahil, you want to say something? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Yeah, hey guys, just let me know if I'm audible to you all.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, it's actually Rahil. It's a meme that you can say it called Rahil. By the way, so we recently, I'm from basically Karachi, Pakistan, and we recently had field day, Pakistan in this last week, and you guys already covered like most of the points about the networking opportunities we have, about the vast community we have as a campus expert, GitHub campus expert. And I just wanted to share my experience with the field day that we just organized. So we planned that we would reach in the city where the field day was happening, which was Islamabad. So we reached a day before there, and all of the community people went to hiking. There are like mountains in Islamabad. It's a really beautiful city, and we went on a hiking for like 3 hours, and we discussed all these problems that we face as a community leaders, and then we came up with like really different ideas. And the theme that we decided for the field day, we usually host like really technical events which has really technical talks, and also we decided that it would be a fun day for all the community leaders, because everyone was coming from different cities, and we tried to make it fun, and everyone had like really good bonding, and we enjoyed a lot on the field as well. So yeah, my learning for GitHub Campus Expert program has been is that I used to be a really technical guy, and I used to talk like technicality with every person. So this program taught me that I should be focusing on my soft skills and the community as well, which so I can help to multiple people, and I can also learn from them as well, which is like really beneficial to us all. So yeah, that was from my side.
Yeah, thank you so
That's
much for sharing that.
yeah, actually, going for hiking and like conducting event while hiking, I guess that's like pretty cool idea. Maybe I should pull up something like that very soon in my city
Oh yeah,
sometime.
let's do that in the next field day or
Yeah,
something.
that was fun.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
really fun.
That yeah, pretty yeah. That would be super cool. Yeah, Rishi, you have your hands up. Yeah.
Also, talking about hiking, when we were in GitHub TechTab Mumbai, so TechTab is like a series of events GitHub was running around India, and it's essentially a tech mixer, you could say, connect with people in tech. So in TechTab Mumbai, all the campus experts and the program managers of the campus experts program, we were actually playing cricket and doing a lot of discussing stuff. while also playing cricket, teaching each other cricket. So yeah, that was like another really fun part. GitHub Campus Expert events. They never fail to surprise you.
I actually feel really bad that I had to miss out on that. I had to leave early. I really hope that next time I would be able to join in any sport, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kevalia, we missed you a lot. You are a tech tab, but yeah, you had to leave early. You missed a really
Yeah.
nice part.
I also want to appreciate all the campus expert answering the questions at the same time in the thread. Uh, that is amazing. We have the conversation also going in thread. I see a lot of your questions have been answered already. I'm so happy that you have your answers. But if you have questions, feel free to request or drop them in the same thread. Um, I think we can now move on to the exciting part where we help you become a campus expert. If you're listening to this, you may be a future campus expert in a month or so, and we want to make sure that happens. So, we'll be sharing the most, the best tips if you are going to apply. I will start with myself and feel free to raise hands if you want to share your tips, maybe what you used when you were applying for applications. Starting with myself, the first thing I did was apply early. All right. Not because it's a rolling basis, it has nothing like that, but if you apply early, if you finish the application early, you have time to think and make edits. And I keep a separate Notion list where I have all my applications recorded. So I don't submit it yet, but I keep it on my hand. And if I think I have some new experience or something that I forgot, something very unique, I just keep making changes and definitely use things like Grammarly, a simple spell check. Apart from that, what I did is use anecdotes. That means your own history. Give examples of when you were a leader. Doesn't have to be you leading a club or a community, a leader in an event, or maybe a workshop, or maybe an instance where you were a leader. Just give an example of that. Make sure it is relevant to the questions, but giving anecdotes definitely helps the reviewer understand what kind of person you are, because it is so difficult to introduce yourself. When we say it makes it very much easy if you give an example of you in a situation, so the reader kind of imagines themselves in that situation and they can get a better idea of, okay, this is kind of person you are. So I prefer giving anecdotes. That is my past experience or an instance of an event that has happened in the past. So does anyone in the experts here have anything like that or any tips for while applying for application?
Yeah, exactly. Adding to you that as you said, it's really good to like give like as much information about you as possible through the application. But like while reviewing the applications of the campus experts applicants before, I generally noticed that people kind of badmouth their uh, like surrounding, etc. Maybe I don't know, but I personally think that's not a good idea. So you should be putting your uh, struggles forward, but not in like a really rude manner, maybe because I have seen people literally write bad things about their college, that their college is like worst and this and that, and literally they curse about their college in the application. So you shouldn't be doing that. At least you should be putting it in a positive manner, that you are willing to like you should convey your passion correctly. You should not just go as like as Ashwin said, you should be telling about adding anecdotes, right? But that you should not like misinterpret as a like storytelling, because I see people the question is different, but they try to tell the story about different things. So say suppose the question is about the struggle they face in their community, and they start how they started their journey in a computer science. So it's good, but I don't think that's relevant in the current scenario. If the story is if you're involved in a uh, maybe a struggle you want to convey, and you are adding the short 2 3 line story, that's good, but you should not go on like entire storytelling, and that eventually lowers your like effectiveness of your application. So like while we are talking about what we should add in application, please keep write down a note that what you should be focusing on, and try to avoid as much as possible, and try like at the first like maybe make some points that what you want to convey, and then structure them accordingly, that maybe these are 5 questions, and these are the 5 absolute points I need to tell in my uh, application, that this is my community, this is what I do, this is what I would like to do, something like that point, and then structure it in a very good manner, so that way you will be able to organize your thoughts better. Because I have seen, like I have personally felt and seen people that they just sit in front of their computers, read the question, and start typing, and just submit it. So that's not really good idea, because then that way your thoughts are not really organized, and you are putting it there, and you are not really able to evaluate the credibility, like effectiveness of your application. So yeah, that's from my side, that you should at least take care of these points, and because every campus expert here will tell the points you should consider. I'm telling the points you should as well consider, but in a negative manner. So yeah, hopefully my points are helpful, and yeah, other campus expert, uh, yeah,
I
welcome to go ahead. Yeah.
I agree on that, and I've seen that kind of instances. I think I can give an example of that. Basically, what Kaival is trying to say is instead of saying if my application is like this, hey, I have a club in my college called X, and it's not good, and I think I can do better. Uh, so if I frame it that way in my application, I'm gonna get rejected because I'm trying to put other communities down, and that's not the right way a leader should think. So if you put it like, hey, I have a club which is not performing well, but becoming an expert, I can make it a better community and I can support it better. I can make it a better club. Now that's kind of perspective. You put it that, okay, this is the problem and how you can change it as a campus expert and not put it down. Is that right,
Yeah,
Kavila?
exactly. So your like passion, leadership skills should be like reflect from your application, and it should be like clear when you read your application as well. It should be clear that this person is trying to support something, even if he has nothing right now, but he is willing to support, and not by putting someone down and building something up, and like clash is going on there. So it's not like, it shouldn't be like that. Yeah. Great. I
Yep.
see Alfio raising hand. Alfio, would you like to go ahead and maybe share your tips?
Okay, hello everyone. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yeah,
Yes, we
you're loud and
can.
clear.
Okay, so first of all, before you start applying for the GitHub Campus Expert, you have to make sure that you have the student developer pack, because some of people's tend to go through problems on verifying and getting the package. So first of all, you have to make sure you have that. And second of all, you have to make sure that you have the interest to create a community. You don't just apply because you want to become the GitHub Campus expert, but also you need to have the reason, like have the interest to start that community or to empower that community, as all of us been saying. And also, you have to know what is missing. So you have to observe what is going on, like in your current communities or with your buddies, because you're becoming the GitHub Campus expert, like the expert in your community. And from the definition of the community is like a group of people with shared struggle. So first, you have to understand that shared struggle that you are trying to solve. And then when applying and answering the questions, you have to speak your mind, like talk the thing, like is explain it. If you don't have words to tell it, then explain how it is. But it has to be kind, and also you have to put some word about promoting support. And also being a GitHub Campus expert is all about inclusive communities and everything. So you have to make sure that your application go around that, and that way, at some point, you can be one of the GitHub campus expert in your area. And also, I've seen a lot of people asking like, can I start from the bottom, or I don't have a community in my area? So you can start with a group of friends that you have, maybe in your college or in your city. And also, to answer like four questions that I've seen in the chat, is that to be able to be selected being the GitHub campus expert, you have to be a student and also not be graduating within the 6 months. And that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alfio, for that, and especially highlighting on the requirements. So I'm gonna just reiterate what Alfio said. You need to have a GitHub Student Developer Pack, be at least 18 years of age or older, should be in a college, in a higher education institution. Now, I think one thing has changed, that you need to have at least, okay, yeah, you need to have 1 year before graduating and have a GitHub account for 6 months. So these are like the necessary requirements for you to become a campus expert. Just make sure you go through the blog, which is there on the website. It is mentioned there clearly. And thank you so much, Elfio, for mentioning those important points. We have Rishit here. Rishit, you wanna talk? You wanna say something?
Sure. So, one thing, on top of what Ashwin was saying, um, all the other requirements are true, but it's not necessary that you should be in a university. I will go to a university now. I'm in high school right now, uh, but I am a campus expert. I was earlier rejected because I was not 18, and I was all of that stuff. But uh, you can be in high school and also apply to the GitHub Campus Experts program. Uh, so talking from the application perspective, I think really great points were shared, and you should definitely keep a note of them. But some other things I thought might be helpful would particularly be okay. So if you have applied earlier and got rejected, uh, so even I had applied earlier and I got rejected for different reasons, but they'll always give you some kind of feedback, which is pretty nice. And knowing that they give you this feedback if you have applied earlier, please take a good look at the feedback. That will be my first and foremost advice. If you are if you are trying to apply to the GitHub Campus Experts program right now or probably even later, another thing which I would suggest you to do is make sure to before you. So the first stage of the application is actually writing down essays. So before you start to write down the essays, something that has helped me a lot is to first create a quick draft of why do I want to create a community? Or in my case, I already had a community. So why am I still a part of that community? These are questions you just need to ask yourself. You do not need to have a proper answer for them. You do not need to include them in your application, but to me, it was super helpful to do this. Before starting the essays, just ask yourself the question, what is my community doing? What is the goal of my community? Why am I in the community space? Why do I want to build a community? Probably these major questions paired with some other ones. And then you should be all good to, or at least have a better clarity while writing the essays. Another thing I'll also suggest is you should always know that the GitHub Campus Experts folks will read your essay start to end, word by word. Make sure they understand every word of your application. Now, this is a really great space for you uh, to express yourself properly. And so I'll also give you an instance of this. So there was a time, so in my Campus Experts application, I had actually written down that I particularly love giving talks for the community, sharing my knowledge to the community. And during my onboarding, Juan who's a program manager, he was onboarding me, and he actually told me that he had seen some of my talks from the application I put. So he knew I gave a couple of talks. So they do read your application start to end. And he actually went on the link I put in my application. So it is really important to know that you should make probably the best use of all the time that GitHub Campus experts will put in reading your application. And it's a nice place for you to uh, put in exactly, uh, make the best use of it. Uh, that will probably be all my suggestions.
Well said.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead, Kavala.
yeah, exactly. Like fake it till you get it clearly does not work when it comes to the GitHub Campus Experts application. So be true to yourself and like be clear that why you are applying and what you are getting out of it and how you are going to utilize it. You don't need to have like exactly point to point answer to that, but having an idea and like being sure to yourself really helps, and that does reflect in your application in one way or the other. So yeah,
Yeah, and before we move on to the next one, a quick warning. Please don't try to cheat. Don't try to copy. The campus experts, the the reviewers of off-campus experts program have seen a lot of applications, past applications. Anyway, if you try to cheat, the application will be instantly rejected. Please try to keep it as genuine as possible. Take inspiration. It's all right to take inspiration from my story, from Kaivalya's story, but put your experience and your words in that, please. I have seen very potential folks who could have done great in the campus expert program but got rejected just because they tried to choose a shortcut. So don't try to cheat, don't try to plagiarize, otherwise you will be caught and the application will get rejected instantly. I see. Okay, let's go ahead. Sumit, would you like to add some points?
Yeah, firstly, I really agree with what Alkio and Rishi said about the application process. So, just one thing that I want to add is while writing the application, try to keep the answers really specific to a problem. Like most of the times, I have reviewed multiple applications. I mean, many people have submitted their applications after they even got rejected or before submitting it to the GitHub Campus expert. So the thing that I noticed there is they mainly talk about the programs that they are part of while introducing themselves, but they don't talk about what are the things that they have done in the programs, what have the events that they organized, why they organized, and what impact that event created. And other than that, while they write about why they want to become a data campus expert, they don't really do research on what are the benefits specifically you will get from the GitHub Campus Expert program. So they kind of write the broad things which are not specific to this program, which can be done without getting into this program. Like organizing a workshop won't you don't need to be a GitHub Campus expert to organize a workshop. But if you write that you will leverage the network of campus experts to organize an event, get speakers. So that will make more sense for the reviewers that you are really talking about the event specifically. And other than that, really talk about the specific problems that you face in a community. Don't try to try broad things which are not making that much sense. Try, like write something specifically which is possible for you to solve, and also try to showcase what have you done earlier to the program. Even if you haven't done much of the things, that's also okay, but if you have done something to achieve and solve that problem, that will be even better. So that's
yeah, exactly. Like let your work speak for itself. So yeah, and Rishit also mentioned earlier that he added his talk links, and eventually the reviewer went to the links, and um, that was like plus point for his application selection. So definitely you should mention your work, any work you have like done, and try to include that. I see Rashid's hand raised. So yeah, maybe Rashid, you would like to go ahead on this point.
I can talk on it. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, audible. I guess
Ye-
Rashid was going
Okay,
ahead to
okay.
speak, but I'm not
Yeah, go
able to
ahead.
hear.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Since start, I see only Yashit's
Okay.
animation of
I guess
speaker.
you can hear me now. Okay. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Actually, okay. That's all right.
So yeah,
So basically, what I just want to add is firstly, we should remember that the deadline to apply is September 4. Like the last day we can apply for this cohort is September. It's going to be September 4. We should try to take note of that while we are planning to put up our applications. Okay. Secondly, I want to talk about telling our story very well. While telling our story, we should be specific about what we are saying, as people have been saying. Okay, now you are telling us that okay, you are a GDSC lead. Okay, you should tell us your impact, why you are a GDSC lead. If you are not a lead before and you want to start you want to start a new community, you should tell us a realistic goal that you want to create for your community, like something that is realistic. You should not be telling the reviewer what is not achievable, and you are telling them that okay, you achieved it in a very short time that you have to be a campus expert. The point I'm trying to drive at is basically anything we are talking about. If you are talking about your past, talk about the impact that you've made in the past. But if you don't have any past experience, you've not been a part of the community before, but you are passionate to start one. Okay, what you need to do is tell us a realistic goal, your passion, demonstrate that passion very well in your application, and don't overhype yourself. Don't come and telling us what you are not up to because
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing those points. I see Rahil has been on the queue for a while. Rahil, you wanna add some points?
Yeah, sure. So thanks, first of all, to Kaivalya, Ashwin, Rishit, and Rashid for sharing your thoughtful insights. I just want to add one thing about like how do you tackle the rejection? And as you already mentioned, Ashwin, I have kind of similar experience, so I might have to share it with people who are like applying right now. So becoming a GitHub Campus expert is just a tag for you. If you are becoming a GitHub Campus expert, so you are already a leader before that. Same goes with any other student leadership program. So I used to be part of Google Developers Club, and there's this another program called Amazon Community Builder, AWS Community Builder. I also got rejected as a student in the GC program. So what I did, I tried to build my local community instead of it. I tried to set up YouTube, Twitters, and all this stuff. And I shared my thoughts on the Medium articles. I designed different tutorials, and then I got to know. I did like one project which was like really simple project which tells you who unfollows you on GitHub. So I saw that a lot of people from GitHub were liking my tweets for that project. I got to know that one also checked that, and then when I applied it, so they already knew about me, about my application, and that is how I got selected. As you were telling, one of you were telling before that your work should speak for yourself, and I think that is how you can also tackle the rejection. If you getting rejected, so you can work on yourself, maybe work on your weaknesses and apply again. So that could be beneficial for you.
Yep, well said. I see Aishika has joined it, who is a great campus expert, and Kartike has been on the queue for a while. So, thank you so much, Aishika, for joining us. We'll get back to you. But Kartike, would you like to share something?
Yeah, I think so. Many people covered almost every point. Just you can say rejection learning that I got like I get from when I got rejected first. So I in my video, in my second round video, or you can say interview video, you can say I didn't mention about the training modules, and actually I just got a feedback from GitHub education team. It's like that you didn't actually mention about the training modules of GitHub, like basically about the how the whole training model helps you, even though you didn't have experience with that. But I will just share, even also mention those things also, because it's a part of program and training module. After you complete a training module, then you become officially GitHub campus expert. Before you are a trainee only, so try to include that also. And I think so many people turning out that, but try to show your community work, because at the end, even though you're talking about the sheer struggles about your community, but at the end, how much you created impact through your work or through your community work, that's really important. It can be during, it can be you are doing events maybe, or maybe it can be going for the go to the schools and basically empower the school students out there. So at the end, share your journey. At the end, even as what Ashwin is also pinging that do not copy, you can take inspiration, but at the end you want to share your community journey in the GitHub campus expert you can say application. And after that also, because in my second when I got selected, there is a nothing that I shared, because it's a wildcard entry for me, because directly John Pa directly approaches me for GitHub campus expert, so I can't share that thing. But the rejection that is I got earlier in my first time, that's what I'm saying. Try to vocalize what you did, because what people actually thinking, or maybe showing, like if we show the if we show the struggles that actually college in our college or in our campus or in our region is happening, it's a plus point again. But how you are helping with that without get a campus expert program, again I am stating, if you get a, like John Pais approaches me, because I still doing contributing to communities, even though I'm not a part of GitHub Campus export earlier. When I reach when I have a 101 with John Pa, and I just stated that I am in my final year. Why you selected me as a campus expert even though I'm not eligible? So he said me, after I rejected, even though I start contributing, it can be I started a series of open source series where I bring amazing open source moderators, admins of different big organization, where they are sharing the how you can contribute to their big orgs basically. So again, I know even though I'm not selected in the maybe it can be ABC or XYZ program, but at the end, the main motive of those programs are to bringing community stand out and try to help other folks out there. So at the end, share your journey, share a struggle also, but how you are working with them to basically help them out. So that's what my take on that. Yeah.
That is so amazing and so true. That's the whole point of campus experts, right? It is directed towards the community, and the thing about you being a campus expert is just you are the link between GitHub education and the community, so it makes it easy for things support to flow and guidance to flow both ways. And you have to just showcase that you can be that one person, you can be that point of contact between GitHub support and the community. And if you can do that, you will be welcomed into the campus expert community. Speaking of experts, we have a super expert here, Aishika. Thank you so much for joining. Uh, to give you a quick recap, we are just talking and helping the audience with what is campus experts, giving them tips, the best practices to write application, and anything else. Would you like to share any tips to the audience
Hey there.
on the application?
Sure thing. And Ashwin, thank you so much for being so kind. You sometimes speak too highly about me. I really appreciate it, but folks, honestly, it's not like that. Okay, so
Okay. Yeah, this is not the ultimate Ashwin roast AMA. This is
it's
GitHub
not,
ultimate
it's
GitHub
not.
expert.
Definitely, definitely. So I guess I'll just add a few pointers in addition to whatever Kartike and Ashwin said, because that's all that I could catch. But honestly speaking, I when I joined my university, I was one of the kids who just wanted to end up in an SDE role, code my way out through everything in life. But I found out about the GitHub Campus Expert program when I was going through all sorts of campus ambassadorship programs out there that are promoted by other brands. And I realized that the GitHub Campus Expert program is not really a campus ambassador program, something that I've always advocated. So, at other programs, basically, you're supposed to evangelize the brand, you're supposed to bring more people on board, evangelize their products and all of that stuff. But with the GitHub Campus Expert program, you are just helping budding developers be better. So that's something that, you know, that was really interesting, and that's why I wanted to be a part of the same. The first time I applied, of course, my application got rejected because I was very new to the whole concept. I thought, we just have to pitch ourselves, and I was never as community oriented. But then after the pandemic settled in, I observed that a lot of students in my university, they did not have a very good direction, they did not have access to a lot of resources, and I decided to kickstart a couple of communities in my university that would really help these juniors grow. And I too got a referral from Juan, and I'm really thankful for that. Honestly speaking, the GitHub Campus Expert program has given me wonderful opportunities in life. I am in the DevRel space today because of the GitHub Campus Expert program and Juan. So really, if you want your community to grow, if you're really into just building and scaling communities, this is the right platform for you. Don't think twice before applying. Just do it for the experience, and you're all set. I mean, that's all that I can add. Karthike and Ashwin already covered pretty much everything. Other than that, if you have any other questions for me specifically, you can always reach out. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's so true. I mean, I really enjoy this community because of the people, and I wanted to join because there are so many amazing people I get inspired from, and I just want to, work beside them. Aishika is best example. Aishika hosts an amazing show called Hacking Hackathons on GitHub Education,
Ashwin, you're too
and
kind. Trust me, don't do that.
okay, let me be kind for one day. You deserve it absolutely because the show is so great. And I was not a campus expert back then, but I was so inspired by that show format. I thought, you know what, let's do this. Even though I'm not a campus expert, let's just do this in my community. Let's just try it out. And we did that. I even invited Aishika, I invited Karthike to our show. It was uh, like a inspired GitHub education show, but on our local community. It was on YouTube, not a lot of viewers, but it was quite an experience, and that really helped me in my application. That was probably the highlight of my application. And all I was doing is just imitating what a campus expert would do, even if I'm not. So, if you get rejected, it's all right. Just think of yourself, just act like a leader. Campus expert program is there to support you. It is not the source of your leadership. So, yeah, Aishika, you wanna say something?
So even if you're not as experienced with community building, or you don't understand the concepts behind, all of this complicated stuff, it's absolutely okay. Even I was a newbie in this field when I joined the Campus Experts program last year, I think back in April. The training that you need to undergo, it's really amazing. It gives you a lot of insights, and you just are introduced to a whole new perspective once you go through the training. You can really build multiple communities, trust me when I say this, just by going through the training. If you have no clue about how communities work, or how to see the struggles that the members in your community are going through, you can just go through the training. You can reach out to any campus expert. This community is really the most supportive tech community that I've seen out there. Everyone's brilliant in terms of tech, in terms of community building, and all the other positive stuff. So really, just give it a go, trust me.
Yep. And I see we have Deepak. I think if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask or raise your hands. That's all right. If not, if you don't have questions now, feel free to drop them in the Twitter space. We'll be happy to reply to that. We are nearing the end of the space. So, if experts, do you have any closing notes for the audience? Feel free to unmute and let people know. Yeah, Deepak, go ahead. What question do you have?
Hello Ashwin, hello Cavalier. I am from Pakistan. First of all, thank you so much for making me the speaker right now. I have some questions because I am the one who is applying for the GitHub campus ambassador. So can I ask please if you guys
Sure,
don't have any
sure.
problem? So,
Absolutely.
okay, so I know about this program for just like 1.5 year because I am just a student of second year right now in Pakistan. So I was confused about the things that how this program works and all, and I just got my curious R result in this session. But there are few things that I am concerned about. That is, I am currently working in the communities, like I'm the part of really very big communities in Pakistan. But I am not even sure that these even communities work for me or not. So can you please tell me that if you guys have to start over, that how would you build the communities and what would be the part of the communities you guys were involved in? Can you please elaborate me that one?
Would anyone like to answer that, or I can take it up?
I hope that Kevin could answer this one because I'm following him
Yeah.
for 1 year.
Yeah. Can you summarize it for me quickly? The question, I guess I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, Deepak, maybe could you just summarize the question for me, like one or two statement, maybe? I guess I missed the point of the question.
Ashwini, anyone is comfortable with my question or not?
Yeah. Actually, I think like, I might get confused with the answer, so I just want to make the question clearer. That's my bad, actually. Maybe you can just like summarize the question for me. Ashwin, can you just summarize the question, maybe?
I think Deepak wanted to know what to do, how to, I guess, work with the local community before starting to apply for Campus Expert. Is that right?
Yeah, that was right.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead, Kavila, if you want to talk on that.
yeah. Actually, to answer that from my personal experience, I have not worked with like my local communities. Like there are none actually which are like actively working. So I may not be able to talk a lot about taking advantage of your local communities, but there are like Google developers group which I mentioned earlier, which kind of conduct events on the college basis. So uh, maybe I reached out to them for a speaker and voluntary position. So yeah, really nice example actually. So uh, the Code Day, Ashwin here is one of the organizers for Code Day. So Code Day happens in like citizens city. So it's a initiative. You can check out. They have the Twitter account and everything. So you can actually try to volunteer in such community works. And if you think the community is not see, if you join a community and trying to work, so you should be able to uh, see if you are growing actually. So you are not just going working. So you should be seeing that if you are growing personally and if you are able to support people, help people out there. So that's like the base of when you join a community. So if you are joining a local community, or if you have joined and helping and working in a community, and if these two are fulfilled, then I think you are getting and utilizing the community and getting benefited from the community and helping out the community as well at the end. So I think there are like many campus experts here who have worked with local communities a lot. So maybe it would be great if they take up on this point.
I see Aishika has unmuted. You wanna?
Yeah, so sorry, always cutting you off, I see. But okay, regardless, So before I actually give you any recommendations, currently you're in which year of your university? Deepak, this question is for you. Just a follow-up question.
Can you please repeat that one?
Yeah, sure. So currently you're in which year in your university?
I'm in Pakistan top-rated university, that is Comsats University, Islamabad.
Right. And are you currently a second or a third year student by any
Yes,
chance?
yes, I am second year, currently in my fourth semester in
Okay.
computer science.
Okay, perfect. So you're already in your second year in your college. You might have seen students around you, your own friends, struggling with a couple of technical concepts, right?
Yes, yes, of course.
So one suggestion, if you want to set up a local community, how about you maybe gather some resources to help your friends out, and then ask your friends to help other people out, and then maybe you can build a whole community around the whole thing. How does that sound?
Actually, Shika, I am doing the
Hmm.
same thing in my university, like for just 8 months. I'm doing the
Right?
same thing. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So do you have any campus clubs or communities that are associated with the, any other organizations as such?
No, actually, my university does not have one, but in Pakistan there are very few ones. And if I used to contact them on LinkedIn or Twitter, they don't even used to reply. I don't know why, but that's true. Kind of hurts, but
Okay.
that's true.
No worries at all. We have all been there, I guess. So, irrespective of that, just come up with a club or a community of your own. Try to, help each other out. And that's how you can actually build a community. Try maybe reaching out to organizations that might help you set up a club or a community in association with another brand. So you get a lot more resources than usual. And I think that should help you build a good community locally. This is from my own personal experience. So yeah,
Sure, Ashik, I will try that one. I got
yeah,
many points from you. Thank you so much.
perfect. Ashwin, over to you.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
actually,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
Ashwin, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kavalya.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to tell that whatever questions Aishika just asked, they were like really nicely put. So anyone who is listening here, you can actually like ask these questions to yourself, so you might be able to benefit out of these questions. Yeah. So these were not specifically targeted to one, so you should be able to ask it to yourself. Yeah, Ashwin, go ahead.
Yeah, awesome. So I hope that answered your question, Deepak. And if yes, I'll put you back into the audience. Feel free to request again if you have questions or drop them in the thread, not a problem. Uh, okay, I see Sunit has been waiting for a long time, so I'm so sorry. Please go ahead, Sunit, if you want to share something.
Yeah, I was just adding some closing remarks, as you said. Um best of first of all, best of luck to you all, whoever is applying to the GitHub Campus Expert. So best of luck, best of luck for you to that. And if you even if you don't get selected, as most of the people don't get selected in their first time, so if you don't get selected, it will be really nice if you keep contributing to the community, so you have more stuff to showcase in the next in next cohort of GitHub Campus Expert applications. Even if you don't get selected through the application, if you keep contributing to the community, like just like Karthik and Rishik, you can directly get into the program by reference and all. So, and if you, even if you don't get into the program, there will be always GitHub Campus experts in your local area who you can collaborate with and all. So that's it. Even if you don't get selected to the program, keep contributing to the community, and we can collaborate and do awesome stuff together. That will be my.
Whoops, I think we lost Sunit. Okay, I don't know if this is my Twitter bug because I'm seeing
No,
multiple Sunits here.
Yeah, actually, I can see like 2 to 3, and the status is connection. Yeah, never mind. We like got the gist, and yeah, definitely. Even if you don't get selected, you should keep on like contributing. And from my end, Kartikeya recently did a podcast. I'm not like able to recall the exact name, but if you just search it on YouTube, you will be able to find it, where Kartikeya mentioned that like he talked about his earlier rejections and how he kept on contributing. So you should check out that podcast if you want. So yeah, great points mentioned by him there.
Yep. Alfio has been on the queue. Hey, Alfio, would you like to have some closing remarks for the audience?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I wanted to answer, like, add something from the question that has been asked by Deepak. So he said that he's not sure if the community thing will work for his community, right? So what I want to say is that you're not supposed to have the assumptions like, will this work or will this not work? First of all, you start with the passion and also your inner drive. If you feel like you want to do it, you have to do it. And once you become in the community of people like leaders or people with the same vision as you, you'll be able to solve and see the challenges that are there. And from the experience and communication that you'll have with other experts around you, you'll be able to move from one place to another with your community. So for now, you're not supposed to be assuming like, will this work or will this not work? What you're supposed to be working on right now is your passion and making sure that you become the GitHub campus expert. Because if you assume, that means everyone will assume, and at the end, there won't be any community around you if everyone will have the same assumption that this will not work. But you have to do it and believe in yourself that you are capable of it and do it. That's all.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I can also add on that if you feel like you don't have a community or you are unable to find, people with your mindset, I would say go to meetups, go to unconferences or conferences. I know GitHub Field Day happened in Pakistan recently. I can see a lot of photos coming up. It looks pretty cool. So GitHub Field Day is amazing. You will find a lot of conferences and meetups where you can meet people who are like who kind of follow your mindset and you can help your community grow or start from somewhere. Rishit has their hands raised. Yeah, Rishit, what do you have for our audience as closing remarks?
So I actually saw a question in the chat. So just to answer that because it was directed to me. So Purva asks, I would like to know how you went ahead with grabbing opportunities for yourself where you could speak. I got to know now that you are also a speaker. So, I mean, probably everyone here could add on, but if you want to give talks or probably share your technical expertise, your project, or whatever in form of a talk, the first thing you should, in my opinion, be very, very clear of is why do you want to speak in the first place? So, is it just because others are speaking at conferences, or is it something else? So, first have this very clear. Why? What is your motivation to speak at a conference? Once that is clear, then you can. Then I would always say that whatever community you are a part of, probably you might be taking. Probably you might be more involved with a particular community that you are already watching the talks of and all of that. Probably attended an event or your local community. Just start anywhere. Just start local, or just start at any community you feel comfortable at. Uh, and I would also say that it's not that you need to give a talk at a very big conference. That's no mandatory. That's not a mandatory thing per se. So I would always say uh, start local and or not start local. The better way to put this would be start at a community you're more comfortable at. It could be anything. It could be a small event, could be a big event, whatever you like. And finally, I'll also say that a way to structure your talks should be that your talk should always have some kind of novelty in it. So, what is novelty? You might already know about the term, but what I'm trying to say is try to try to always ask yourself a question that, oh, let's say I'm submitting this talk. What am I doing that no one else has done before? What new is my talk bringing to the table? Uh, it could be so a recent talk I gave. It was uh, it was at Microsoft Reactor, and I also talked about like a library I had built uh, to to do machine learning with WASM, and you couldn't do it with other libraries out there because they were multi-threaded, and WASM didn't support multi-threading, but you still had a lot of benefits. So I talked about that part of novelty, which I had done and was new to it. So I always like to think of it as first show the problems there are with whatever you want to propose as a talk. Then tell the audience that, hey, wouldn't this be nice if you could solve it this way? So make the audience dream of it. uh, there is something you can probably do, and then your talk should also show how to solve it. This is just like a very high level overview that works well for most of the talks. Your talk could be, of course, a lot different, but always, I guess, what I would say is always try to have this thing in mind. And like one more final remark I would like to give is earlier we were talking about like plagiarism and all of that in the GitHub Campus Experts application. Of course, it is frowned upon, but we also talked about plagiarism and taking inspiration. So a tip I'd like to leave you with is uh, because we talked about plagiarism and inspiration. So where do you draw the line? And that is pretty interesting. A very common problem in academic research as well. Um, so, I would always say if you are, let's say, trying to draw inspiration from someone else's GitHub Campus Expert essays, you should read it, of course. Read others' essays, see what others have done well. That's a really nice way to get motivated. But then don't have the essay out when you are trying to write your own application. So this is actually an advice I got while working on academic research. If you are trying to reference somebody else's work, uh, we do give it proper credit, of course. But while you are writing down a gist of it, probably or drawing, first read the other articles you have, uh, take all your insights from it, and when you are actually sitting down to write your own application, don't have it up open. So don't essentially use the same words. Use the insights you have learned from it. Oh, this is a nice way to put down things, or something of that sort. So yeah, I would say that is where you draw the line between plagiarism and inspiration. Uh, and finally, one last thing. I'm taking a lot of time, but before you apply, just take half an hour to 1 hour and read the whole GitHub Campus Expert website word by word. That will help you a ton. And please do that before you apply.
Yep, that is some priceless facts there. Thank you so much, Rishit. Great points on CFEs and how to look for talks or submit for talks. As by the way, Rishit is speaking at KubeCon North America. Congratulations on that. Me and Kaival are also speaking on KubeCon, so maybe we can do a separate space for that if you have questions on talks or anything like that. But coming back to GitHub Campus Expert, yes, I would not recommend asking GitHub Campus experts, hey, can we see your application? Don't do that. Don't DM us asking like, hey, can we see your essay? I would say just look at the work that other campus experts have done and just deduce from that that okay, this is what they have done and this is I can expect myself like this if I become a campus expert. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing those priceless points, Rishit. And with that said, we are on time. Uh, if you still have questions, we'll love for you to join Community Classroom Discord. Ask us there. Put it in the Twitter thread. Totally fine. We can do another space if we have a lot of questions. Not a problem with that. I really hope you learned something out of this conversation. You got some tips while applying for an application. You have 1 month. This whole month is there for the application. Apply as soon as possible. Follow the tips. Don't plagiarize. Keep it. Be specific and everything that we shared. This space is recorded, so it will be available. We'll also put a recording on YouTube, so you can watch it there too. Thank you so much to all the campus experts who joined us here. It won't be
Yeah,
possible without all of you. And
yeah.
I just realized Vedant have joined us. Okay.
Yeah, and most
But yeah.
important point, like try to have fun while you do all these things. Like don't like push yourself like literally too hard and doing this and that. Yeah, try to have fun on way because like we all, even if we are campus experts, you might be attending the events and etc. We do a lot of fun and like try to have fun. It's application and it's not the end of world at any time. So yeah, try to have fun and just uh, give it everything you have. Yeah, that's great.
Yep. Have fun and good luck with your applications, everyone. Hopefully, we'll see you in the Campus Experts community. My name is Ashwin. This is Kaivalya. We were your co host. We'll see you in the next time. Till then, good night, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great night in your respective time zones.
Good night, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.